So you can set up a video intro for this, which is something we should do, shouldn't we? We should get a video of you doing your showers or whatever, and add some real razzmatazz into this,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
If we are live right now and people don't have context of that, they're going to be like, huh?
Well, sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you'll need to find out some other time. So, anybody that's here already, I should say there's about a 40-second delay between StreamYard, which we use to broadcast. You've got to use an external tool to do a live on LinkedIn. And so I'm just double checking that we are live. And yes, we are live. Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for joining. We are very excited about this because we really do believe that SmartRecruiters customers are discerning buyers. They are the sorts of people who really are determined to create efficiencies and enhancements and become more productive and successful when it comes to talent acquisition. And we've built Poetry to allow those teams to continue to do that in terms of the way that they manage all of the assets that they need for recruiting. So I'm going to just give you a quick bit of background on what this is all about. I'm going to then share my screen, give you a live demo of Poetry. I'm going to share with you the integration and the purposes of the integration with SmartRecruiters, and then hand over to Stephen, who's going to show you what you need to do to make it all happen. And what it looks like when you are working from SmartRecruiters and then into Poetry. So the background to this is recruiters need many different assets to complete their tasks. They need talent intelligence. They need sourcing assets like Boolean strings and outreach messaging. They need recruitment marketing content like job adverts and social media posts. They need competitive insights. They need operational assets like job descriptions and interview questions and all sorts of different things. And I did a lot of study a couple of years ago to establish how are recruitment teams actually managing all of this. And the answer was, in most cases, they weren't really. So we built this workspace to allow them to make the best use of AI, make the best possible collaboration, ensure that everything is on brand, in context, right first time. There's no hallucinations. There's no chance of ending up in court because we've got no personally identifiable information or candidate profiles in here. But we're addressing a really big challenge, which is recruiters are spending hours every day working on all these things around their recs, like the talent intelligence and the talent attraction assets, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to give you a quick demo of what Poetry looks like and how it works. So just as an example, if I'm a recruiter at this company, Procter & Gamble, then I log into Poetry and I've got all the different tiles on my desktop. Each tile takes me into a solution, and the solutions are going to help me to accomplish a task. There's 4 different solutions groups: solutions from recruitment marketing, recruitment operations, recruiter learning, and recruiter tools. So let's say I need social media posts. I go into social media posts, create content. It is a human resources job. It's a compensation and benefits analyst. It's in Cincinnati. And then I click Inspire Me. And what it's going to do is it's going to use a number of different large language models, and as well as use the permissions and settings and things that are in place in here to make sure that it's using the guardrails, the employer brand guardrails, and other templated elements, which mean that each of these assets is exactly what the company wants. Another example would be, say, in candidate interview questions. I click Create Content. It's a marketing job. It's a brand strategist. And then I've got the ability in here to choose which type of interview question or interview process pack that I want to apply to that. And then it's going to build from that. So it's solving a lot of different things, but by far the most used feature is what we call the playbook. So I would go into Create Playbooks. It's an R&D job. It is a R&D scientist job in Cincinnati. I click Build All Playbook Assets. It's going to take approximately 20 seconds, and it's going to deliver the 17 aspects of talent research, the sourcing, things like scripts and objection handling and Boolean strings, marketing assets like email copy and talent personas, and those operational recruitment materials like skills-based hiring and job descriptions, etc. So let's take a look at what's in here. Here's the challenges and responsibilities. Notice that it's always a bite-sized pieces of information for those recruiters that have got 3 new recs every day and they need to really understand quickly what's this job all about. It always gives you a summary, but you can click detail and it goes into, a lot more detail. So here's the challenges and responsibilities in this job, relevant courses in this location related to this job, the strategic value of the role for this company, the potential for this role to become automated now or in the future. So it's looking at all the different tasks and how that could work. Recommended, and the other reason we do that is because TA teams need to be, true 360-degree talent advisors today. Recommended skills and qualifications in this role, the salary range and benefits. We use a variety of different sources for this. We verify a lot of this as well, and down the left-hand side you can see some of our sources. You can click on the links in the text that's generated. Similar job titles, where to advertise, the largest employers for this type of job in this location, the companies with the best career opportunities for this type of job in this location, the characteristics of employers that hire for this, job and industry insights, remote work trends, diversity trends, commutable locations, where there are people that can do this type of job, turnover and growth rates, and demand v supply. So I'm ready for my kickoff meeting. Here's how we structure the kickoff meeting in my company. Boolean strings, search Google, R&D scientists in and near Cincinnati. Social media outreach messaging, conversation guide, so that's like an elevator pitch, objection handling responses, brand adverts for a campaign, email copy for people on the CRM, our company's EVP contextualized for the talent persona of the R&D scientist, job advert, landing page copy, talent persona, social media post, job description, skills-based hiring, and candidate interview questions. So what I can do from this is I can click share, I can select a colleague, I could add a colleague, enter their email address, and then click generate link. And that allows me to share that with a hiring manager. They'll get an email with a link. They click on the link, it opens up this playbook. They can come in, they can comment on it, they can tag me as a recruiter. I'll get notifications. Just an example of the competitors. So let's say I'm going to be talking to a candidate that works for this competitor. Come into the competitor card and I can see their compensation, their culture, leadership, strengths and weaknesses as an employer. And on the left-hand side, I can see more of a detailed sort of us v them. I should say Procter & Gamble's not a customer of Poetry at this point. I'm just using this as an example. So just a little disclaimer there. So there are a few other things in here which don't feed into the playbook. There's a team learning area, there's business cases, there's processes and policies, for example. And so now I just want to quickly explain the integration. So what happens is the job is created in SmartRecruiters as normal. That then sends a signal into Poetry to give the job information into Poetry and to start building the playbook. So what we call the Poetry Assistant then starts working. It looks at, is it blue collar? Is it white collar? Is it exec? Is the demand high or low in this location? Is the availability high or low? And what's the right tactics that we need to use to work on this job? And it then develops all of the assets that it thinks the recruiter is going to need. So that's probably the most agentic sort of aspect to it. It's one of the most agentic aspects of any recruitment technology that's out there, as a matter of fact. And then what that does is it sends an email to the recruiter within 2 minutes of them setting up the job in SmartRecruiters, and that then gives them the link to access the playbook. So that's how it works. It's really great automation. set up your rec in SmartRecruiters. 2 minutes later, you've got a playbook of all the assets you need in your inbox, ready to use.
Yeah, there we go. Just like that, right? So it's just that easy. And to be honest, from a user point of view, that was key for us to make sure that that's how easy it actually was. When creating poetry and building it out at the start, we wanted people to come to us. We wanted people to come to our site and use it as much as possible. Of course we do. Everybody does. But recruiters live in organized spaces that they've always lived in. And those tend to be places like their ATS and their email. And what that meant for us is that we had to go and live there as well. And we had to make sure that what we were providing was that orchestration layer underneath those things in places that team members were always used to using every day, rather than adding a blocker, making it really nice and simple for them to just continue down that workflow. So if you are a SmartRecruiters user, there's nothing I'm about to show you on my screen that's going to change your life in terms of what you do differently from day-to-day kind of workflows. But hopefully the end result is something that will interest you enough to leave a comment, ask some questions, or reach out to us down the line. So let me share my screen, and Adam, if you can just give me a wee yes if you can see this, please, as we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so here I am. I am in SmartRecruiters and I'm about to create a job. So the job title that I'm going to go for is Marketing Manager. And we'll do that in Glasgow because that's where we are. It's the best place in the world, so it's always good to have a job there.
It's also, for anybody that's watching this, incidentally, it's the 4th most in-demand job title in Glasgow, according to LinkedIn.
Yes, there we go. That's probably why it's in the forefront of my mind, actually, because we were speaking about that today. So you can then, of course, go through and fill out your job details. So, experience in X or Y would be great, right? So you just, whatever you're going to put out there or use your template, fill that out as normal. I'm not going to go through all of this with us just now. Just put the where there. Let me experience marketing campaigns, right? I'm not going to go through all of these boxes, but let's just say that I've done those, completed those, and I'm on to the next part. I could pick any more details, industry, function. Of course, that should be marketing, which will be...
You're an expert in the SmartRecruiters ATS now, Stephen.
Yes, apparently so, right? So we'll just keep going through that. And then you add your hiring team, you add any headcount, anything else that you need at this stage. So this is all your SmartRecruiter stuff as standard, right? So I'm going to select that I am a recruiter on here. Let's put the start date for, I don't know, 3 weeks from now or something like that. Was really keen to fill this role as it is the 4th most on demand. And as soon as I press publish here, what is going to happen is that email is going to be triggered. So like I say, nothing that we've done up to till now is going to be any different from things that you do in your day-to-day workflow. So let's press publish. There we go. And hopefully there'll be an email on its way to Adam. And that email will have the playbook being built in the background and the link to that playbook coming to Adam just now. From there, we've got a few different options. Of course, we'll go and view that. We'll review some of the content. But it's good, in a SmartRecruiter sense that it now stops at this page, because some of that data and assets that you've got that are building in Poetry currently can now be used for the next step in the process. So it makes sense for us to kind of stop here, go and build something, and now you have those assets for job distribution, etc., etc. So I'll stop sharing my screen. I'm hoping that you've got an email now.
Yeah, I heard it come in like within 2 seconds of you saying.
Right.
So Here it is, Marketing Manager Glasgow. Please view your playbook. Just came in. Please see the playbook would love your comments on this. Click on here and it's asked me to log in. Is that what it should do?
Yeah, it should just redirect.
Yeah, here it is. So here's the playbook that you've built within this workspace. It's not the workspace I was in a minute ago. So now what I can do is, as a hiring manager, I can go and take a look at all the different assets. I can come in and I can go, right, candidate interviews. Okay, these are not quite right. These need to be more technical. And then tag the recruiter in that. And then Stephen will get a notification up here to explain that I've given him that comments. So it's a really great way of being able to collaborate with your hiring managers and give them the opportunity to comment on as many or as little things as you want. You've built, I think that was 28 or something, no, 32 different assets within that playbook. You, of course, don't necessarily want to share all of those with the hiring manager. You just might share, here's the talent persona, here's the interview questions, and here's like some outreach messaging if you're going to encourage them to do that. Good luck if you are. Yes. So, or the talent research, you might want to share the research with them, for example. So you can select the specific things that you want to share with them.
Yep.
Stephen, anything we haven't? I'm conscious this is deliberately meant to be just a quick kind of bite-sized introduction to this. Is there anything really vital that we haven't covered in this?
From my point of view, yes.
Yes.
Which is, how do you find us, right? If you are on SmartRecruiters, I want you to be able to find poetry, and I'll just kind of share my screen and quickly show you where those can be found. So, or where those profiles can be found. So you've got two options. One is access your SmartRecruiters marketplace, in which you'll find the poetry profile, overviews, a copy of that integration that we went through today, and some more information and resources about us. So that's vital if you want to learn more. Of course, reaching out to Adam or I is an easy way to do that as well. But if you want to look at integrating poetry into your SmartRecruiter system, that might be a little further down the line. It really is a simple and easy process. So you would click apps and integrations, you would click poetry, and then it's simply a case of pressing connect, and it will redirect you to poetry for approval, and it will redirect you back to SmartRecruiters once approved to let you know that that's job done. So there's no hard work in terms of going through a really complex integration process between your SmartRecruiter system and us. We already exist in that ecosystem. Genuinely, it's no more than like 3 or 4 clicks for you to get from I want that to it's available. So once you've gone and learned more, once you've had your chats, the ability to roll that out is incredibly fast.
Lovely. Okay. So if you are a talent acquisition team that's looking to become more productive and successful, if you identify with my theory that you need a lot of different assets and intelligence and marketing content, etc., to complete your tasks, and you're looking for a better way of managing this, poetry could be for you, especially if you're a SmartRecruiters customer and you want to put that additional level of automation in there. One quick thing that I wanted to just add to this is one trend has been the companies that have been coming to us over the last couple of months and saying, we've been attempting to do all of this with Copilot or ChatGPT or Claude. And what we've recognized is that without all the right guardrails and employer brand guidelines and templates, what we're doing is really just scaling the production of content which is off-brand, off-context, inconsistent, and we really don't want that. So for those companies that have already started using large language model chatbots like ChatGPT, for example, to try and do this sort of thing, poetry is the best of breed equivalent. It's a best of breed alternative. to doing that. There's a whole load of additional benefits beyond that, but just in terms of the production of the content, if you want it to be correct, right first time, etc., then poetry's potentially for you. In terms of costing, it's very straightforward. It's £80 or stroke $100 per user per month. So it's about £1,000 annually per user. Team of 10, £9,600 or 12,000 USD. Kevin, thank you for your comment. Just saw that. Yeah, thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. Hope it's been interesting. And as Stephen said, it's very easy to contact he or I if you want to ask any more questions. Our LinkedIn accounts are connected to this video. So just click on that and press send message or send invite, and we'll look forward to talking to you.
Yep.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.